I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it. Here is my boob job vlog. My biggest insecurity has always been my boobs. I'd stare in my mirror. I would only wear certain bikinis. I was so insecure. I'd never wear tops that showed my boobs. Anything to do with my boobs was covered. And it got to an age and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. She gives me some boob, I'm not even gonna lie. For me, that's not that bad. I look like a little boy. Inside you can really see. I'm just being realistic. And some people look so good with no boobs. I just don't feel confident. It all happens so quickly. If you go to your first consultation in that month, you could have boobs at the end of it. Consultation, appointment, pre-op, boobs, surgery day, and you're like, whoa. I went to a brand that's quite known and then I wasn't that keen and we found this man who is actually local to me. We just loved him instantly. I am on my way to my boob job consultation. I paid £250. We just don't have any tits between us, do we, naturally? The whole of her family has boobs, but she just didn't get the gene. I do not want big boobs. I just want nice boobs that I can put in a bikini, aren't too big, that fit my figure. I see some girls with no boobs and they look amazing, but personally I just want boobs. So don't expect me to come out with these massive boobs. I can't believe it's happening. And I'm going to tell the man that I am filming the whole thing because hopefully he'll do me even better because then he's got pressure.
The pressure is getting worse.
Luckily, he only done teardrop. He only gave me 3 options of sizes, and if I went any bigger, he would not do it because he said, I am not going to be the surgeon for you or to do that. I don't want people to look in proportion. He's very particular within his work. On the first appointment, he told me all about the surgery, what would happen, the risks. There is a lot of risk. I'm not going to go into them because I'm not the best person. We are out. He's the nicest man I think I've ever met. We think we made a really good choice. He's honestly so thorough. He was measuring me. Guys, my boobs, when I look at them every day, I thought they were really symmetrical. They're not. He knows his stuff.
100%.
He did it like, I bet. He just knew.
He knew your measurements before he done them, basically, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did. 2 months, guys. 2 months without gym. What am I going to do? I think I am going to go 320. I'm going to listen to him because, to be honest, I don't even want massive boobs. That's really not what I want. So I trust his view. So I think we're going for the 320. I actually didn't think this was that much of a realistic thing looking back at it. This doesn't give you a real feel for what your boobs will feel like, but then it does give you an example of sizing and stuff. But I was very confused between a 320 and a 280, so I ended up going back 2 more times because I'm that indecisive. I'm so unbelievably happy with my 320 and my teardrop. They just look so natural. You would never know I had a boob job and I just feel so in proportion. One thing he did say about me is I unfortunately had a breastbone in the way, which means they're not as close as I wanted them to be. What can you do? It's still quite hard, so I still can't push them together. I've had mine for 2.5 months. Sides are almost still numb. Made me really nervous.
You know what she's done?
I'm really nervous now. Mum's not allowed to come in with me, but she's coming in with me. There's no way around it. Like, you're coming in. I can't do it on my own. I'm scared. I wasn't supposed to stay in. She was like, you are? I was like, I'm not. Oh, I'm all a bit nervous about it. You get afternoon tea as well. But are you gonna really want to be eating? No.
Yeah, I'll eat it. Just say you want it and I'll get it down there.
After that, it was literally my pre-op. They do little tests and blood tests and check for bacteria. I was all prepared for my surgery day. That was my last shower with no boobs. I can't believe it's tomorrow. It's a bag in a bag. Oh my god, ew. Why is it not come covered? It looks like a premiere in... It's a pregnant pillow. Just like that, it was surgery day. I was just numb to the situation. It did not feel real. My dad actually ended up coming with me. They said that I wasn't allowed anyone, which is why my mum didn't come because I would have had my mum there. Sorry dad, love you, but mum's, you know, it's a boob job. My dad, being my dad, actually ended up coming with me and they were fine with it. And we also rang to have my mum, because you're not actually supposed to, because of COVID, have anyone in your room. They don't usually allow it, but I'm an exception because I'm a baby. I was like, please. And they did let my mum come in and it was fine. So if you are worried about that, maybe just ask.
Hasn't even hit me yet.
Side of life. People no worry about a thing.
8 minutes away.
Every little thing is gonna be alright.
Get new boo.
I'll have it.
Nervous poo.
Oh my god.
See you on the other side.
Good luck.
Bye. Love you.
Love you more. Good luck.
I put my stockings on, you put the gown on, you have to wee in the pot. They take your temperature, your blood pressure, just make sure you're all fine, ready to go for your surgery. I was supposed to be the first person, but unluckily there was an emergency, but that is just life. It's just unfortunate, isn't it? Still waiting. I'm gonna put Ginny and Joy on. I've got my Wi-Fi. It's nearly 10 o'clock and it's 10 to 10. I'm so tired and hungry. It's 1 o'clock. So a few hours later, the anaesthetic man came and got me, walked me down to the theatre. At this point, I was getting a bit nervous and I was like, oh my God, it's really happening right now. I laid on this bed, he stuck some things on me and I was away with the fairies, let me tell you. It felt like my whole body was being taken over by aliens. I felt like I was being lifted up to space. Do not be nervous because you just won't even know what is happening. You won't know a thing, and 10 minutes later, you feel like you've woken up again and you're in recovery. I didn't feel sick. That was my biggest thing. I've got a thing about sick. I did not feel sick once. I actually woke up funny enough, really moody, really agitated because I couldn't get comfy and I kept saying, can you move my pillow? And I kept sliding on and I was getting really annoyed, but that lasted for like 10 minutes. I wasn't in pain because I couldn't feel anything and I was literally out of it.
Guys, I did it. I look absolutely horrendous. Can't really move. I'm not in pain, but it's so uncomfortable. Still a little bit out of it. I just want to go back to bed. Feel fine. I don't feel sick. Just uncomfortable on my tits. I had a little peek. They look great. Oh, can't believe I've got boobs. I can't believe it. Can't actually quite believe that I've got boobs. I sound like a man. Why is that? I look so ugly.
Bruh.
I'm so sorry. They've got like a thing on my ankle. It's like a massager. I think it's just blood pressure. Pressure? I'm so tired though. I just want to go back to bed. I don't think I'm allowed. God, it was quite quick, my operation actually. Wakey. I'm getting annoyed. Can't connect to the Wi-Fi. Why? What is the issue, babe? What is the issue?
What was the reason?
I can't believe I've got boobs. I can't believe I have boobs. Can't believe it. So I want to go to sleep.
I was probably just high. I didn't feel ill. And then my mum arrived. And then as the day went on, the pain wasn't that bad on the first day. The only thing I would say is quite tight. You get a little bit of burning where the stitches are, but honestly, the first day was not bad for me. I felt a bit ill later on. After I ate, I was fine. I think I just needed to eat where I hadn't eaten. It's the first thing I've eaten all day. Rather just the dinner. I would have just had a biscuit. You can take this home, put it in your bag. Just want a biscuit. God, I feel like I'm paralysed. Just love coffee.
Sales.
How did you do it?
Bruh.
Give me best foxy dicky. Yeah. Going for a wee, I couldn't lift. I could only use my legs. To sit down, I had to use my legs. My mum had to do absolutely everything for me. At home, she showered me. The first week, have someone there with you to look after you because you will need someone. Pain just varied from about 6 to 8 out of 10. I've ate. I feel so much better for eating, guys. She gave me more ibuprofen because the painkiller didn't do much, but she's going to give me some strong stuff for bed. Right, let's watch this. You see my boob?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I'm about to go to bed. She's bought me a cup of tea. It's agony to sit up and go to the toilet. I hate it. You're going to see. I have to wiggle. I can't do it. Good night, guys. These things on my feet are doing my head in. Woke up every 2 hours. A bit more tight today. I'm here. More tablets. Not gonna lie, I quite love being in here and just doing nothing and everyone just coming to me. I don't need to do it. It's currently 8 o'clock. I've been up since like 6. My face is so puffy. We've got hash brown, bacon, mushrooms. More than yesterday, it's hurting. I'm just having some toast with jam. Material girl, material girl. Washed, got a tracksuit on. Zip up. I've got no bra on. My surgeon doesn't do bras. Cannula out. Ready to go. We did it. We got the boobs. We got the bag. We got the titties. Can't believe how pleasant that experience was. Do it all over again. Then can you get my camera? Camera. I set up, I got my pregnancy pillow. The first night was the only bad night for me where I woke up and I felt really ill, faint. But my mum actually thinks it might have been because I had too much medication because we phoned the doctor because I was in a bit of pain. And she was like, take some codeine. We don't know if it was the codeine or my body fighting this foreign thing in me and it was just making me feel ill. I'm fed up of this already. Been uncomfortable for 48 hours. Any longer. He wants is my food. Another thing that I had was a bruised rib, and that was probably the worst part about it. Not the boob pain. My rib was so sore. It was all bruised. It felt like I was constantly putting pressure on my rib. The pain of the boobs, it kind of just feels like stretching and burning, and sometimes it would almost stab, but it wasn't that bad. It was only the first 2 to 3 days. After the first night, I didn't have any more codeine. I was literally just on paracetamol, ibuprofen.
Bruh.
Actually did end up suffering with migraines 3 times, I think, in the first 2 weeks, because where I was sitting up, my neck was crooked and I'd wake up with excruciating migraines to a point I couldn't do anything. I'd just have to sit there and wait for the migraine to go. I looked awful. I honestly looked so ill. I think it was from sleeping funny or lack of sleep. After the first week, you're pretty fine. Like, obviously you don't have much mobility still. You can walk around, you're not really in that much pain. I didn't go gym for 2 months. Some people say to leave it 6, I left it 2. I'm back now. I don't do any upper body at all. I'm still just doing leg. Right now it's been 2.5 months and they're still really hard. Sides are pretty numb. They're still really hard and they do take a long time. Guys, it has almost been a week since my surgery. Today is the first day I'm attempting about a 15-minute walk, which will probably take me an hour. I'm still so pale. Tomorrow it would have been a week. Day 9. I'm starting to feel a lot more like myself. I've got a bit more movement. If you fancy me, don't watch this. My nipples have been so swollen. I'm not gonna lie, I have quite small nipples. I do. Pain, it wasn't the boobs. It was my nipples were chafing on everything. I had constant friction and they were so sore and swollen. I've never experienced anything like it. I was like, Mum, what if my nipples stay like this? We didn't know what was going on. It was just so sore, but I don't know if that's because I wasn't given a bra. I honestly could not be happier. I'm so glad I went for teardrop and they're so natural. They look like they come from me. I don't even look like I've had a boob job. I just couldn't be happier with my whole experience. I honestly thought it was going to be a lot more painful and a lot worse. Don't get me wrong, it's not the nicest experience. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat to have these boobs, so yeah. Unfortunately, I have a certain skin type. The surgeon said that scars and goes really red and takes longer to heal. It's fine, but my scars still are quite red. It will go, it's just where I'm really fair and have a certain skin type. It will just take longer to heal, but they will eventually go and be the same as everyone else's. I do use scar cream and bio oil. Because I did go for teardrop, as you can see, I still do have cleavage here that you can kind of see, but it's not to a point where you can tell that I've had anything put in. I am at about the 3-month mark and heading to 4, and they have only started getting squishy. Like, they were rock solid. They still pretty much are rock solid, but they have times, as you can see, when they do go a bit softer. But they were so hard for so long, so be prepared. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. DM me and I will answer honestly all of them. This was just my experience. I do know someone else who had a boob job at the same time as me. 2 people actually. One who went over the muscle, she had a great experience. Her recovery, she was fine within like 3 days, I'm not joking. I know someone who was in agony, like really found it painful. So it just depends on who you are.